we're going to focus on how to create your own lead and generate the relationship business in the next couple of weeks coming in the ways. So stay tuned. We're going to check the reality check all the way to the conversation script. So we're not trying to wish how it's going to happen. We're going to itemize everything line by line into 6 different modules, and we're going to tackle one at a time. So look at these numbers. Rates are above 7%. In the 30-year fixed mortgage, when you Google search or when you chat GPT, like Ragnar says, the numbers that we see are very different than what we had a month ago. Transaction volume is down 40% from the 2021 peak. And here's a number that matters most to me. The top 20% of the loan officers are doing 80% of the volume. So that's not a bad thing. That's an opportunity. As a weak loan officers, the ones who only knew how to work at hot market, and I think they're all leaving now. They're getting out. That means more business for the people who stay sharp coming in. So I would like to, find a way to position ourselves as educators and to our buyers who need some time to think through to find out who can be the trustworthy and who can be the someone who can provide the lower rate. So I want to ask all of us about this, this idea of cold calling. Back in the days when the cold call wasn't a big thing, we were trained to call 100 to 150 people every single day. We were sitting down as a call center loan officer and just blasting the calls out. But the 200 calls a day maybe get you 2 to 5 different conversations. These 2 conversations might get to a 0 or 1 appointment, but that shouldn't be the way that we need to drive the business. So according to the TCPA, they say that one do not call violation is leading to up to almost $53,000. So if you get into this trap, then all the things that we've been working on will be just disappear. So if you look into it, what we encourage you to do as a Giving Tree team is to create video content. One video post, the 30 seconds, can be seen by 500 to 5,000 people. It works while you sleep, no legal risk, and it compounds over time. Every video you post today is still working for you 6 months from now. So our job is to identify what can be the evergreen content and to find out what can be the pushback for all of us. So regards to this, how do you actually do this? Let me break it down by one at a time. Instagram and Facebook, this is the highest ROI for most of us. Short video, your face, answering one question buyers are actually asking, such as, is it a good time to buy? What's the rate buy down? How can I and what can I afford at 7% rate? Record it on your phone, post it, and move on. And for me, I use KakaoTalk primarily as an edge, directly to create an American community who communicates through here. We post a weekly rate update and market comment KakaoTalk, and that is something that no other mortgage company can do at this time. They are doing it in a micro level, but if we can make it into a team level, that can be a different strategy. YouTube Shorts. This is a trust building over time method. Longer the shelf life than the Instagram because algorithms are changing every month or two. And the good YouTube video shorts explaining about the ARM product or 2-1 buy down can be found by buyers easier, faster over the years. And LinkedIn, surprisingly, this is one of the market tools that we can give to our agents. Agents are actively working within LinkedIn. So if you post market data and closing case studies here, agents are DMing you. They start seeing you as an expert and not just regular loan officers for the referrals. So whatever you pick here, that should be your starting point. Not all 4, just one. Master one channel at a time first and then expand. So this is my daily routine and I want all of us to implement this. Actually, if you do it right now, you'll immediately feel the difference. 2 hours a day, every single day. That's all I'm asking. So these are the breakdowns. 30 minutes, the warm outreach. Text 3 people from your personal network. Don't pitch. Just a check-in asking, hey, do you know anyone thinking about buying or refinancing? That's it. And go to the next topic. The next 30 minutes, focus on the content creation. Record one short video, answer one question, and then post it. Your phone camera is just good enough. I'm going to prove that to you in a minute. Next, another 30 minutes with agent follow-ups. Send a value add text to 2 agents you already know. Not, do you have any leads? Do you have any business? Do you have any buyers? Send them something useful, a case study, a rate scenario, a market rate update, or even the Fannie Mae update that's coming up around the corner on August 3rd with the condominium listings will have a significant issues because of the HOA certification requirement changing. And the last 30 minutes, pipeline and learning. Spend time on updating your CRM, follow up on the open leads, and continue from where you left off, and spend some time getting deep on one product. Adjust for rate mortgage, buy down, DSCR, or any other ones. Pick one and then you own it within this time. So the goal isn't for perfection. This is to achieve the consistency. Do this for the 90 days and your pipeline looks completely different. And I can guarantee that today. So for the loan officers, for us reaching out to the agent, this is a personal request for me that even though it can be frustrating and difficult, and even though they don't pick up your calls right away, this is a thing that I want to challenge all of us so that we can overcome these difficulties. We need to question what is the problem they're not picking up? Is it because they don't like you, or is it because they don't see the value yet? So if you look into the slideshow, these are the things that the loan officers are saying. I'm a great loan officer. I'm the best. I have the lowest rate. Let's work together. I have a competitive rate. I can qualify as many files as possible. That means nothing to the agent right now because every loan officer says the same thing. So if you look into the right side of the slide, once you start saying something like, here's a buyer scenario that I closed last week using 2-1 buy down, your seller paid concession, buyer getting into an escrow, every person, every team member wins. Your commission arriving in 2 weeks, your loan product changing from QM to non-QM, leading to one appraisal report only for jumbo loans. That's a different conversation that you're creating. That's just showing, not telling. So agents don't care that you are a great loan officer. They care that you can close their buyers. And using all these metrics, footprint, show them that you have a real case study in a text message, in a video format, so that you don't have to create additional meetings to show and tell what you are capable of. So one of the things that we can work on is a script of answering, should I buy now? This is the one that everyone is asking. And this is one of the major objections that buyers are facing at this time. Rates are too high. I'll be waiting. But you need to say, and you should post the content saying that you are on the same page, that this is the perfect time to purchase, even though the rates are high. Because once the rate goes down, when the demand goes up, prices will go up. And back in the days in 2022 and 2023, we used to say, marry the house, date the rate. But this is another perfect timing for us to relate that. So second objection is when we hear something like, I don't know if now is the right time to purchase. We don't have to argue with the buyer about timing. Shift the conversation into a payment method. So if you create a Excel sheet, a breakdowns of PITIA, and not talk about the rates, talk about the payment options, this $500,000 home, a difference between 6.5 and 7% rate is only $160 difference a month. And is $160 worth waiting for a year or more to find a rate drop? I don't think so. And you need to lead the conversation into the reasons why. And the third objection can be, I can afford it at this rate. Then pull out the 2-1 buy down card. Encourage the seller, listing agent, that the buyer, a motivated buyer, is willing to write the offer and execute when seller concession comes out. And we can also educate the seller in explaining about the 2-1 buy downs. We had this promotional event with Home Ready team earlier this year, and we opened 2 escrows using this 2-1 buy down method. Seller pays for a concession that lowers your rate 2% in a year, 1% in year 2. So your first year payment is what it would be at 5% if the starting rate was a 7, and the second year will be at 6. And if you show the numbers on a specific chart, home that the buyers like, then it can be a easier ways to sell. So I want everyone to look at this table and pick one product today. We went over all these products for the last 6.5 months. So you don't have to fully understand it. You can always go back to the video, pre-recorded video on YouTube, and then check again. Or ask one of us. There are enough materials to present it in front of realtors and buyers. Make it in your homework this week and pick one and master it. You don't need to know every single product perfectly to close the deals, but you need to know the right product for the right buyer instantly. And if you're listening to the loan scenario, if a buyer is asking and saying that they're self-employed, you should immediately think of bank statement loan. If an investor asks about the rental properties, DSCR. If a buyer worries about the rate, buy down or ARM. So acknowledge what they ask, listen carefully, and then feed into the topics that you know. Plug them in. So I need to address the number one excuse I hear when I talk about the content creation, when I do the one-on-one meetings. And I know you thought about it. Some of you already have said it to me, and some are already doing it. And the major ones that I hear is, I don't have the right equipment. I don't have time. I don't know how. But if you look into the slide, if you have a phone in hand, that's good enough. Zoom or Google Meet recording is good enough. A fancy studio setup with a ring light is also fine, but it's not required. So the real barrier shouldn't be an equipment. It's the fear of pressing record buttons. And I understand that the loan officer who posts the imperfect video, as you become vulnerable to your audiences today, can and will be the loan officer who's waiting for the perfect setup every single time. So if you record the Google Meet right now, the footage, the content, what we are doing right now, this could be a training video to the homeowners. This could be a training video for the realtors. This could be clips. This could be content that you wanted to create. You always have an option. You already have everything you need. You just have to open up. So whatever the numbers you put, that's where you are today, right? So next month, I want that number one higher, one more content than today. That's all.